feel like now we have to watch Legally Blonde.
Perfect day.
And that's all we can sing for legal reasons. Correct. Copyright. It's a thing. All right. We're back again. Stephanie looks the same because it's the same day. So
You also look the same.
But I meant, but now we're doing the running gag of you always
of
looking
me always
different.
looking different, and I look the same. No, I put lipstick on.
Oh, okay. So she put lipstick on.
In an attempt to like fool you that this is a different day. I don't know.
Maybe it's a different day.
It's a different day.
Nothing's anymore.
Shall we?
Yeah. That's right. Do this correct. There we go. That's a little better. There we go. Now you can see our arms. Nice.
Fabulous. All right.
And you saw the very tip of my finger. You're so welcome.
I have opening.
You have opening because we just did it. So now that's very easy for us to know.
Welcome to Chit Chats, a totally unedited space where we break the cycle of what it means to be a woman together. Today,
another mystery topic.
So excited, but I get to pick up the steps.
Okay, so I shake. Last topic was so fun. Make sure to watch the last video, linked wherever.
Here, there,
Anywhere. It was really fun. I enjoyed that very thoroughly.
I'm excited to see what we're talking about today.
I know, me too.
Okay. Our first time Kiss edition.
Oh,
not the band.
Good. No, not the band.
Our first time seeing Kiss in concert.
And Stephanie superimposes Kiss faces on top of ours. I feel like we have to do the tongue, right? That's them.
All right. So our first kiss.
First kiss. This is so exciting. I have a great story.
I have documented proof. Of my first kiss.
You have documented proof? We did not grow up in an age where cameras were like a thing that we had.
A photo booth at the movie theater. But here's
you do have documented truth. That's amazing.
So we went to the movies. And
what was his name? How old were you?
So his name was Hogan.
Hogan, like Hogan's Heroes?
I believe he goes by they, them now. But for the purposes of the story, I am going to refer to Hogan as he, because that is what he identified as at the time.
At the time of the story.
So Hogan was his name.
And you were how old?
I was in high school.
Really?
Was it freshman?
Okay.
I might have been freshman. I think I was freshman. Anyway, oh God, I get like secondhand ick from thinking about how I handled this whole thing.
I've never heard this story.
So we went to the movie theater.
What did you see?
Blades of Glory with Will Ferrell.
Great movie.
That's right.
Great movie.
Oh, it's all coming back.
Okay, yeah, you were in high school then.
Blades of Glory, and then we went and took pictures in the photo booth, and I don't even know. He went in for it, I think, and I grabbed his face, and like, first of all, it looks like he's struggling for his life in these pictures.
Can you post the picture, and just blur out his face?
I'll think about it, because it's really cringy. Because he, his eye is open, and so I took Sharpie, and I went in, and I covered out his eye, so it looked like they were closed in the picture.
Okay.
Because I was so embarrassed.
I love it. I'm so happy.
He's holding my wrist. So imagine he goes to kiss me. I grab him like this. I look like I'm pulling him in, and his wrist is here trying to hold himself up. It looks like a crime scene. It looks like I'm fully taking advantage of this man. And it was bad. And then I think we dated for who even knows. He broke up with me over text. And then I think, what did I say to him? I was like, what did I say? I was like, can we
still be friends? Is that what you said?
Can we still kiss from time to time?
Oh, she wanted to be friends with benefits.
I didn't know that's what it was.
Kissing friends with benefits.
And he goes, no, good night.
No, good night. That's the best. I want to make that a t-shirt. No, good night.
Yeah, smiley face. I was like,
yeah, mixed messages within that text message.
But he's married to a man now.
Oh, okay.
Or they're married to a man now.
Cool.
And yeah.
So you were not dating
He was, I would say it was my first boyfriend, girlfriend kind of a thing.
Uh-huh.
It didn't last very long.
Now, was there tongue involved in this kiss? Was it just a peck?
It was just a peck.
Do you remember your first, like, make-out? I have two very distinct stories.
Good question. Honestly, I would say, you know what? I'd have to really dig into the archives.
And think about it. Maybe I'll spark something when I tell mine.
I think my first makeout might have been a kid named Doug. He's married now.
My first boyfriend.
Yeah,
who was emotionally manipulative.
He's hardcore married now.
What's not hardcore married? That's another topic for another day, apparently.
Infidelity.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, no, he's married, and I think he was. I'm just gonna say that it was the sloppiest.
I was gonna say,
do
you have any like bad
ex-girlfriend's name while we were making out?
That's not okay, Doug. Yeah. You did a bad thing, Doug.
It was really bad.
You should be in kissing jail.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Is that like do you have like a funny kissy story? Besides
you
sloppy?
know, I don't know that any of my kisses were really like haha, like goofy funny. Probably my most, I could go down like memory lane, but we're talking about our first kiss.
Yeah.
I think the first one is probably the silliest because I do look like I'm assaulting.
I cannot wait to see this picture.
Yeah, I have to dig it out. That's another thing is I don't really even know where it is. I think one day I was just so embarrassed by it that I dug, but I did save it. It's somewhere in one of my boxes.
Amazing.
Go.
Okay, so I want to preface all of these stories by the fact that I was boy crazy.
Yeah. Well, same.
But like from a very young age. Like I don't see my nieces being this way. They weren't this way growing up. I was a crazy person. Like I chased boys down. So fun fact, my first kiss was with Alex Goldberg on a bus to preschool.
Jewish.
Yeah, we were the only only two people in our school to get transferred to a Jewish kindergarten on the same bus. Yes, you're welcome. We're amazing. We took the tiny bus to get to our Jewish kindergarten to hang out with other little Jews. So yeah, that's just fun fact about me. But that was my first official kiss, was with Alex Goldberg, also my first boyfriend for many years. We were together. And his sister's name was Emily as well. So his family would always joke that I would just be Emily Goldberg when we got married, and I would assume her identity.
Well,
but
you've broken the Goldbergs' hearts.
But yeah, and then that's not this kiss story I'm gonna tell. But he was like officially my first one. But then the boy craziness got more and more crazy. I kind of grew up in a bowling alley, which is a little weird. My mom was on a competitive bowling league.
So was my mom.
Yeah, and so we'd go to the bowling alley and hang out after school. And there was another woman on that same bowling league who had a boy, and he was about my age. And I do not remember his name. I would literally chase him into the arcade, and I forced him to kiss me.
So we were both a little bit aggressive.
I was a little aggressive. I did not ask for consent. I apologize if that person is watching this.
Imagine.
I probably scarred you. I'm so sorry. But that's what I did with a lot of boys while I was growing up. I forced them to kiss me.
So I would act like a boy to try to get boys to like me.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I did that thing too.
But then I also realized that when we would start talking about women, that I was like
you befriended yourself, or you
Yeah,
put yourself in this as a
they'd be
friend.
like, yeah, but they'd also be like, oh, I think that one girl's so pretty, and I was like, now that you're mentioning it, I also think she's pretty, and I'm confused as to what this means. So that opened up a whole different can of worms for myself.
Amazing. But my first kiss story, like an actual kiss with a boy that I was dating, was in 6th grade. He was my first like real grown-up boyfriend. His name was Matt Botcher. I have no idea where he is in life. I hope you're doing well. I have to start the story from the beginning.
I'm so scared.
So because we were in 6th grade, we didn't drive cars. So I drove with my mom in her minivan to go pick him up at his house. I knocked on the door. He answered. Parents met. I wanted to look really cool. And I thought the right thing to do was to like try and maneuver myself into the car in a cool way. Now, as we know, vans have sliding doors. So the sliding door was open in the back, and I was going to jump into the car and land, and hopefully land like this. Just in case you didn't realize how this story was going to end, it didn't go that way. I miscalculated, and instead of diving into the car gracefully, I hit the top of my head with the car. So as I jumped, I didn't jump horizontally. I decided to jump vertically into the car. So I literally went, whoa, whoa, and I flew backwards after hitting my head so hard on the top of this car. My hair goes crazy. It was nuts. So I fell back. I'm now on the ground, and I'm like, I just meant to do that. So we got in the car. It seemed to be okay. I definitely had a giant bump on my head because I hit that car hard. We got to my house. For some reason, my parents let us watch a movie upstairs, which was very unlike them. I did have a TV in my room. I had never seen Lord of the Rings before, and for some reason it was on TV, so we put it on. I remember we were sitting on my bottom bunk, which turned from a couch, and it was like a futon bottom bunk, so it turned from the couch to the bed if you wanted. We had it kept like a couch, and he was sitting behind me. I'm going to have you play Matt. Okay. And he's sitting behind me, and I'm so sorry. First, I am sitting behind him, and he leans on me, and I'm kind of cuddling him. And I was like, this is not the way I want this. He is the man, and I'm the woman. I cuddle on him. So I said something, and I am very aggressive. I always said what I wanted. So I was like, this is wrong. Can you actually sit behind me?
This is wrong.
I would like to cuddle on top of you. He said, okay. So then we got like this. We're watching Lord of the Rings, and it's very nice. And we get to the point where Irwin, I think is her name. I apologize. Ooh. There's so many freaking names in this thing. It's whatchamacallit. Oh God, what's her name? The elf.
Oh, the elf. Oh geez.
Is it Irwin? I think it's
Steve Irwin.
Yeah,
that's who it is.
Steve Irwin.
You go back and watch. You're like, my God, they were right. How did I never catch this?
Well, anyway, the elf, the high elf is kissing the guy who's actually the king of the people, right? So they're making out in the woods, and I mean, we felt the pull, we felt the heat. So we literally give each other a peck. I excuse myself. I say, the story's not over.
Oh gosh.
I say, I'm so sorry, I just need a minute. My bedroom is on the top floor. My parents are hanging on the first floor. My mom is in her like man cave or her cave. And instead of doing what a normal human would do, which is like not say anything, right? I got to the bottom of the stairs and screamed, "I was kissed!"
He could hear you.
He could hear me, and so could my parents, because I wanted them to know. So I scream it. I say I was kissed.
That's good.
They're excited for me. I kind of remember, but yeah, that was my first peck. Officially with a boyfriend. I think it's very telling of who I am.
Do you do that now when Miguel?
Exactly. There's a thing in New Girl again where she like every time they have like a bell that they ring. Yeah, and it just makes me laugh. But so now my first time making out with somebody was sophomore year of high school. His name, Dan Kroll. Tall drink of water. He was very handsome. I don't know what he's doing now. Dan Kroll, I'm married. Maybe you're watching this. Who knows?
Tall drinking juice. No.
Who knows? I don't know what that's
supposed to mean.
I liked him tall. It's Romeo and Juliet. I'm a sophomore. Neither of us are playing name roles. We're both in the ensemble.
Oh.
Yep.
I misunderstood. I thought you were like, it was the story
No.
of Romeo and Juliet.
I was,
you were
believe it or not,
Romeo.
and I was not playing Juliet, if you could believe it. I know. Crazy. So we were both in the ensemble. The way that we had set up Shakespeare and how we did Shakespeare in our high school was that we had the auditorium stage, typical proscenium, right, with the picture frame, which I always tell my students, P, that's how we remember picture frame stage, proscenium. And the way that they did Shakespeare was that we actually set up a thrust stage on the proscenium stage. A thrust stage is surrounded on 3 sides, thrust, and 3 full start with the letter T. You're welcome, I'm teaching you.
I love that.
So we're doing Romeo and Juliet. The whole auditorium, 350 seat auditorium, is totally, nobody's there, right? It's all black because the show is happening on the stage. Dan and I were dating. He was my boyfriend at the time. And I remember, I don't know what scene it was, but the show is going on. We were both in the auditorium, just kind of hanging out. He was back there already. I decided to go and meet him. We laid down on the floor of the auditorium, which is kind of carpeted.
I've literally done this. I laid down in
the aisle
in drama class.
Yeah.
And I ended up just like spooning with my boyfriend, and like we were just like, and everyone's like, what are you guys doing?
Well, we laid down in the aisle. Nobody else is in the auditorium because everybody's watching the show on the stage. And I just remember it being a lovely moment. That was my first kiss, and I felt like my first makeout, and I felt so amazing after. It was so romantic. I remember like looking up, and it always almost like looked like a starry night because it was so fun.
Well, that's why I think sometimes a good old-fashioned makeout session is like
there's something about it. I know.
Good, and I don't think I urge and encourage
make out with one another.
You and your partner to just have like a makeout.
Yeah, it feels real nice.
It's so nice.
It's so nice. It really gets me in the mood.
Now, have you ever been with somebody who's phenomenal in the bedroom but terrible at kissing?
No, but I do have a really bad kissing story.
It was weird. So I was like, well, this doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so I would rather take a good kisser than somebody phenomenal.
This was real rough. So real quick, my worst kiss that ever happened, I won't name him because he's actually kind of somebody now, and so I don't want to make him feel.
We can bleep this out.
Yeah, he's the wrestler. I mean, I'll just say he's the wrestler, the Shakespeare wrestler. Did I show him to you? I'll have to show you. We don't have to bleep it. It's fine. Anyway, he's a wrestler. But he was my boyfriend.
I'm listening.
She's doing now deep dive. Stephanie is amazing. Just in case you don't know this, Stephanie is actually a really good stalker.
And it's pretty bad.
It's impressive. It is impressive. So he was coming to my house. We were hanging out downstairs. We were watching a movie. We hadn't made out yet. We made out. I had this thing with my friend. Because of Gilmore Girls, where every time we kissed a new guy, I emailed her or texted her rather.
Not emailing.
Yeah, not emailing. That. I texted her Bible, kiss Bible, which if you're a Gilmore Girls fan, you know what that means. Every time we kiss somebody new, that's what we would text one another right away. So I text her, I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. Also, the kiss was so disgusting. Just a limp tongue full of saliva in my mouth. I mean, it was really bad. So I went to the bathroom. I leave my phone by the couch.
Oh, no.
And I had also texted her and told her what a bad kisser he was.
Oh, no.
I came back from the bathroom. He was like, so I sucked? And I was like, oh, no. And we had to have a big conversation. We continued to date, and I tried to help him. It was just rough. I don't like a lot of saliva, and I also don't like a limp tongue. You gotta work. It's a muscle.
I honestly think the worst kiss I've ever had probably was Doug. I felt like he was sucking my entire face. It was bad. One of the better kisses I've had, though, was actually one of the girls that I had gone on a couple dates with.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, she was great. So different.
Women
are so different. They're so soft.
I've kissed a few ladies.
But that's the thing is, like, they're so soft.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that I always feel, like, very nervous that I'm going to break them. Just weird because I'm a woman.
You are a woman.
But, like, I think for me it's the hands, right? When you start touching each other with the hands. And, like, the minute you start to feel their tiny, beautiful lady hands, you're like, oh, gentle. I think with dudes, I'd feel like I can get a little bit more like...
Oh, aggressive. There's more of it.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's a whole different conversation.
I love it. This was another really fun one today. I'm so excited.
If you have any of your kissing stories...
please put your kissing stories down. I mean, I shared a great embarrassing...
I think, like, Emily probably had the juicier ones. Mine were pretty... I mean, I have a picture of my...
I'm really looking forward to that picture.
You know where to find us, www.cyclechats.com. You can go ahead and support us by purchasing one of these lovely shirts. This is our merchandise. You can get the custom design, or you can just get it in our standard 3-color design. If you like this sweatshirt, sound off, let us know. Could be something that we
do in the future.
Yeah. And on that note,
we hope you sync up with us next time. Go make out with somebody. We both did the thing that I said.